Hi Taurus, thank you for joining me for your July general read. Please remember this is still a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everyone, and that includes cross-watchers. Please switch the energies around if it applies, but never try and force a timeline to fit. If it's not your story this time, then it's absolutely okay for you to leave it be. You'll normally find that the bits that are not hitting the mark for you are actually part of somebody else's timeline. Okay, so let's get into this for you then, Taurus, and we'll take a look at the strongest energies around you for the month of July. I'll just do that one more time. Taurus Collective for the month of July, please. Okay, Taurus Collective for July. Strongest energies for Taurus. Okay. Your card for this month is Gaius Garden, and it pertains to fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow. Right, so this is telling me here that throughout the month of July, you're going to be reaping the rewards of your hard work. While this is absolutely amazing, it's a fantastic energies for you because it's also been for the longest time coming as well. For the longest time you've been working without reward, and you've been trying to change things up to make it work. There's something about your energy that changed where you stopped putting efforts into the things that were not working, and you started focus firing on the parts of your life that did show signs of growth, right? So those things that were showing the signs of growth, the rewards for those areas are coming in a huge way. The immediate thing that I get with this particular energies, Taurus, is your generosity could prove to be your downfall. Okay, so while it's absolutely amazing that you want to share the rewards of your hard work with others around you, it's a very kind and generous and a really humble thing for you to do. There's a danger here that excuse me, there's a danger here that you could possibly end up taking that kind nature and that generosity of yours a little bit too far, to the point where you end up going without again, because you've been that kind and generous that you've given away the rewards of your hard work. And so please make sure that throughout the month of July that you keep something back for yourself. Okay, it's not greedy, it's not selfish, it's not mean. There needs to be a reminder here about self-preservation, and this is very much the theme of your month: self-preservation. You can't pour from an empty cup, and it's absolutely amazing that you want to share it while you have it, because you fully appreciate and understand that you're not always going to have it. So the guidance here is very strongly, you can still give, but give a little and start investing. So for example, for those of you where this is pertaining to finances, the guidance here is really strong for you to do clever financial investment. And for those of you where it pertains to like your energy, you suddenly find that you have an abundance of time or energy or anything like that, make sure that you don't drain yourself and that you keep a little something back for yourself. So there's self-investment here that is required throughout this month. A really good way to begin your reading though. I mean, abundance coming in massively for you here. And for somebody here, they started something at autumn, And the new project or the new thing that you started in the autumn, you're starting to see the rewards of that already. So there's something here about how you didn't expect something to grow so quickly because you only started it in the autumn. Okay, so I'll start pulling you your tarot, and I'm going to speed up this part of the video for you as well, because I don't hand pick out the cards. I let the cards come out. Taurus Collective, please, for July. Taurus Collective for July, please. Okay, so Taurus, as always, please take the zodiacs that I mention with a pinch of salt, okay? Some individuals find the information useful and others not so much. Right, so you've got Sagittarius, Pisces, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancerian, Leo, Gemini. You've got Taurus energy, Aries, and High Priestess, page wands. Taurus. This is quite a difficult energies here in your cards. And what I'm looking at, for some of you, this is finances, and for the rest it's going to be love. So you'll have to apply it where it resonates. You've been keeping your feelings to yourself for the longest time. You have not been happy. You've been the furthest from happy that an individual could possibly get. And it pertains to this situation where you were stubbornly trying to make it work and nothing was growing, nothing was happening. See, 10 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 7 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 7 of Coins. So for those who are familiar with tarot, you'll already know that all of those cards are quite challenging. So whatever this read pertains to for you, it's certainly been a challenge. It's like you've been trying to get blood from a stone here with this, trying to make this career or relationship work. You were very, very patient. You even took on more than what you should have done. You took on more responsibilities than what was fair for you to take. It was weighing you down and it wasn't getting you anywhere. And throughout this whole process, you didn't say. You kept this all to yourself. You've been dealing with a very challenging situation, and never once have you reached out for help. There's been a turnaround though in your energies, because this is something that you've already walked away from, because you realised that the situation was no good. It wasn't serving your highest interests. You were focusing on this thing without any kind of reward. It was all pain and no gain. And there's been something here where you've just decided, right, that's enough. I'm done. I'm finished. I can't take this anymore. I'm out of here. I've done what I can. It's not working. I've tried this multiple different ways. Every which way I try, it's still not growing. It's still not working. I'm done. So you've picked up your tools or your energies and you've moved it away from that situation. And here's where it gets a bit interesting with the Four of Cups, because that's not your energy. You don't regret walking away. You know that you did the correct thing here by walking away from this situation. You feel relieved to be out of that situation. This is somebody else's energies towards you. This is somebody who is regretful that you had to remove yourself from that unfertile situation. They're regretful and remorseful also with the Five of Cups. In the heart and soul of your read is the Page of Cups. Now, for some of you, this is going to be an apology. You've got an apology here that's coming in towards you. And for others of you, where this pertains to love, the Page of Cups pertains to happy news about your love connection. I'm seeing that you have maintained your boundaries here. You went for a long, long while without your boundaries, and then when you realised your worth and you realised that you weren't being treated correctly, and you removed yourself from that situation. Some of you are being taken for granted here also. You've made headway for bigger and better things, and you're actually growing in that new situation. And now you've got this coming in. This situation that you walked away from, I can see here really, really clearly there was unnecessary drama, unnecessary conflict. You were put in a situation of feeling that you constantly had to fight to get anywhere with this. You even tried to be diplomatic at one point as well, and even that didn't work. It's very much a case of you were banging your head against a brick wall for such the longest time, and you realised that it was futile, and the only one that it was hurting was yourself. You can only bang your head against the wall for so long before you run the risk of your brains falling out your ears. It's a really, really complicated and uneasy energies. A lot of fives, a lot of sevens, a lot of insecurity, not being sure. There's no kind of future prospects. It was bad, really, really bad. Now, the other individual that was involved with whatever this is, they are currently very stressed, restless, and full of anxiety here, because they would like to offer you some kind of olive branch. They would like to bring you some kind of offer and an apology. Now, for some of you, this is going to be welcomed news, and for others of you, not so much. It all basically depends on how long ago this was and how far you've moved on from that situation. There's a worry here in your energies, Taurus, that this individual could only be telling you what you want to hear, and showing regret and remorse and voicing their promises to change because they see your newfound abundance. So keep an open mind with that, especially as most of you are going to be feeling the urge to share your abundance out. I'm looking here at, for some of you, not all of you, a potential leech on your energies, and for others of you, this individual is only just now realizing your worth. So you will have to take it how it resonates. If anybody is giving you the heebie-jeebies, you should listen to it. For real, you should listen to it. You don't fully trust whoever this is, and for a good reason. For a very good reason, because they've put you through it. There's definitely a repeating cycle here in this read. You had to pull yourself out of this really, really difficult situation. You achieved that. And not only did you achieve removing yourself from this, you started a brand new life as well. You began a brand new cycle, and a very profitable one. Again, it could be love, it could be finances. At this point in time, it's very, very difficult for me to pinpoint. Protect your energies and protect your finances. For some of you, where this pertains to a love connection, you do actually have a cheeky and flirtatious message coming in. Okay, so this individual is hoping for a brand new beginning with you. This individual is hoping that you can share your happiness with them. In your guidance, you've got the 3 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Wands and the 5 of Coins. That's an interesting combination there, Taurus, the 3 of Wands and 5 of Coins. The 5 of Coins pertains to lack, not having enough. It can be someone who's been ghosted, rejected, left out in the cold. This pertains to not having enough finances, or just not having enough in general. It's that lack mentality, right? You're being told here, for those of you where this does pertain to finances, to pay attention to your money. Keep a close watch on what's going out. It can indicate unnecessary expenditures. It's showing up in your guidance because it's a warning for those who, where you know full well that you cannot trust this individual, that they are coming in just to try and get a slice of your pie, but to take all of it. So please, please keep a lookout for that. There's rapid growth and expansion here with your 3 of Wands. It's also future planning, and there's an energies of expectations that comes with the 3 of Wands. Somebody is expecting you to dig them out of a hole, and it runs the very, very high risk of leaving you without. This combination is asking you to carefully invest your resources. And 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups. So this is indicating first and foremost to avoid going backwards, because it's the 3 to the 2. So avoid going backwards. You're going to have to try and meet somebody here in the middle with the 3 of Cups and 2 of Cups. See, the 3 of Cups also can pertain to shared investments as well, and successful harvests. You're definitely being guided here to secure your fortune. Meet this individual in the middle, secure your fortune, and if there is to be a divvy of the resources. Right, sorry about that, Taurus. My phone stopped recording, so I'm unsure about how much footage we just lost. You got stabbed in the back. Heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shock and attack. So for those of you where you know full well that whoever this individual is that you've been dealing with, if they're a bit of a leech, protect your energies from them. Absolutely. Investing in anybody that you don't trust is never a good move. There's something here, Taurus, about emotional blackmail. Somebody could try to emotionally blackmail you here out of your own abundance, because you're very, very soft natured. You're very, very generous. You're very sensitive underneath that thick skin as well. For some reason though, this individual, it's like they know how to press your buttons. They know how to get straight into your heart. And I don't like that energies. I would love to see the Taurus collective enjoying their hard work, their benefits, their rewards, enjoying that with their nearest and dearest. I would like to see the Taurus collective going out and spoiling themselves for a change. And you know, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news. I really, really don't. I have to say it as I see it though. This is coming out in your read here for a reason, Taurus. Your generosity is running the risk of being your downfall throughout this month. Something else please for Taurus collective. Okay. So we've got ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union and proposal, getting proposed to, surprise gift, something that is proposed and things moving to the next level. Again, for those of you where I mentioned that this individual who is now apologising to you and telling you everything that you want to hear, for those of you where that is good news, then you are going to be wanting to reinvest in that particular situation. It's under there, kicking it, in control, talented, driven, kicking bad habits, trying to score, team player and accomplishing goals. It's very, very 50-50 here, Taurus, very. Because some of you have got an individual that's coming back purely to try and see what they can take from you, and others of you are moving on to new connections that are not this 5 and 7 and uncertainty and you being put on hold constantly. Some of you do actually have a genuine individual in your energies, and I'm feeling for the most part that that is the individual that you're going to be focused on in July. It's like there needs to be some pruning here to your energies, Taurus, definitely some pruning. But the thing is, it's like you feel guilty when you do that. But I'm seeing that you've nothing to be feeling guilty for. You need to sort out the wheat from the shaft. I can see, for the most part, that Taurus is going to be doing just that. And they're going to be focused on their significant other, or just the individuals that they love the most in their lives. And you're not going to allow others to take advantage of your good nature anymore. It's a weird reading, Taurus. Anything else, please, for Taurus? Thank you. Wedding. The situation involves a marriage. Okay. Somebody here wants to get married, but there's an X. For some of you here, there is an X that is floating around in your energies, that is trying to stop you from claiming your abundance, or otherwise trying to make out that you owe them. So you've got religious factors, reconciliation, codependency, and love yourself first. And wedding. I would be very, very cautious over this next month, Taurus. There's an individual that's trying to reconcile with you. They're not being, it's not kosher. It isn't. And you know it. Your intuition is telling you that this individual isn't being kosher. They're only coming back now when they see that there's the potential for them to get something out of it. And it could be a distraction for you from your true soulmate, which is this one here. It's like, again, whether this is love or business for you, it's like there's somebody can see in which direction your life is about to take, and it's like they're desperately trying to grasp at straws, trying to claw their way back to you, because they see your potential. They see the direction that your life is about to take, and it's like they want to be a part of that. And you definitely don't see eye to eye with this particular individual. You don't. Your beliefs are completely different from each other. And we saw that with all of the 5s and 7s in your tarot. Got anything else, please, for Taurus Collective? Thank you. Okay, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. It says, check your priorities and wipe the slate clean. It's time to tell someone how you feel. Don't be all in your head and not in your heart. And somebody is flirting with you, have you noticed? See, for those of you where this pertains to love, there is definitely a couple of individuals in your energies. If this is about love, this is an ex of yours and a brand new connection. On this occasion, the ex cannot be trusted. There's definitely jealousy here. It's like somebody is trying to stop you from being happy and abundant. Some of you are quite possibly either you've just been proposed to or you're considering proposing to your soulmate. That there's somebody in your background that is viewing this and they're like, no, I don't want to see Taurus happy. So they're coming back in and they're trying to stir the pot. Don't put any energies into that individual, Taurus. In fact, if you have to, ghost them. Healing message, please, for Taurus. Okay. Gemara, web of all life. Right, so it says, beyond the mask we all wear of identity, beyond the construct of who we have been conditioned to believe that we are, lies to your face, yourself. This face is tender and new in so many ways as you have not yet shown her to the world before. This face has been protected because the world has seemed and proved indeed at times to be a very dangerous and an unkind place, where those of us who feel different are proved to be so, as we brave the taunts and the finger pointing. But now I tell you that your protections, your armour and your shield can be removed safely with me. Do not discard her, as you may need her yet in certain situations, but know now that she is your armour and her role is to protect your true being. To you I now reveal myself. Many have recoiled in horror at who I truly am. I am a dragon fae maiden, a spider woman, a being of webs, change and destruction and recreation. Each day I must remake my world. I feel along its sensory threads to see what needs reconstruction and what needs to be let go of. For I am, as you are, part of the new web of life, a web of life that embraces our differences and yet understands that we are one. I ask you today to look at the webs in your life that must be remade and rewoven. Gemara is a dragon fae goddess from this world and beyond who presents herself as a spider. She is powerful weaver of energies, dimensions and time. She is healing the rifts in dimensions and time, and we can assist her by understanding who we truly are and by working on our own individual weavings with consciousness and peaceful power. She holds together the strands of all four directions and creates ripple effects along them so that we can communicate with the worlds beyond this one known as Gaia. Gemara is the creation energy which brings together nations and tribes, peoples and families from this world and beyond, from other dimensions and times. Thus she is our mother of time and is often present when we have past life memories and experiences, when we receive the premonitions about our future, as she weaves together the strands that hold the past, present and future in place. She knows that they are all linked and that a ripple in one can be felt, no matter how far apart we seem. Because we're linked by the web of life, she communicates via energies and sound, and thus you may hear a high-pitched ringing in your ears when she connects to you, as this is the vibration of the galactic web. Her role is to assist us in moving beyond our notions of economic short-term thinking and moving into galactic environmentalism, not simply for Gaia, but for all of which she is connected. She wants us to see the universe as our home too. She wishes for us all to remove that mask that says, I am this, and to know that we are that, but we are also so much more. Coming out about beliefs, revealing more of your true and vulnerable self to your family, beginning to work in groups, understanding cosmic consciousness, finding a new family, understanding connections, making meaningful relationships that have a far-reaching impact, learning more about others' true selves, revelations about cultural heritage and family, and personal histories may be forthcoming when Chimera makes an appearance in your life. She also represents strides being made on global and cosmic level on peace, communication technologies, and understanding 6th sensory experiences, dream experiences, astral travel, and time travel. Gently revealing who you are in safe environments. Exploring more about the galactic consciousness, understanding your own personal and cultural history, your bloodline vibrations, and exploring your ancestry. Being honest in situations where previously you may have kept silent, refusing to engage in falsehoods for a false peace, just being who you are, becoming more sensitive to vibrational communication and a higher vibrational living, creating a new family based on values and beliefs that are sacred to you, being in integrity with your beliefs, understanding your true self is beautiful, powerful and loving, activating the web in your life, working with the powers of the 4 directions, being open to the concept of communicating with beings from beyond our solar system. Oh, loads in there, Taurus. Yeah, loads that we've already been through in your tarot, where it's like you can sometimes find yourself feeling guilty for putting boundaries up with others, and it's like, no, don't feel guilty when you know that somebody in your energy is simply taking advantage of your good nature. You must never ever feel guilty for putting up your boundaries. It's like that unconditional love, right? You can love unconditionally without having to surrender your own personal boundaries, right? You're being told here, look, love yourself first, because from the start, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? A really, really deep and very interesting read there for you, Taurus. The main things to take from this is to always trust your intuition. If somebody in your energies is making you feel really uncomfortable, if you know deep in your heart and in your soul that they cannot be trusted, then absolutely you shouldn't trust them, right? You're not being unfair to them. It's just simply that's the energies that they have shown towards you before. And until you see consistent change with them, then you're not going to be able to trust them. And in the meanwhile, don't feel guilty about keeping your rewards, your abundance, your successes to yourself and sharing it with your soulmate. For those of you who are easily offended at swearing, then your read has ended now. Thank you very much for watching. And for those of you who don't give a shit, this is the Rebel deck. This is the deck that I always use at the end of the reads at the beginning of every month. So these don't show up mid-month, for example. They're very, very brutal to the point, and it really helps just to sort of inject that little bit of light-hearted energies back into the read. They work in exactly the same way as all of the other tarot and oracle, where it's for the viewers to decide what side of the table that they're sitting at for every single card that comes out. Okay, so it's all still completely interchangeable, right? We've got Rebel, because fuck it. They broke your heart, fuck 'em. Shame, regret and guilt, those are just bullshit. Forgive and let that shit go. Forgive yourself for loving those who quite possibly didn't appreciate your love. You don't forgive them, you forgive yourself. Drop the fucking ego, vulnerability's hot as fuck, and be fucking grateful. Shit could be so much worse. Okay, so that is what I have for you, Taurus. Please like, share or subscribe if that has resonated for you. And thank you so much to all of those who have already supported my channel. I appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, then that information can be found in my descriptions box below. So thank you again, Taurus. Please take care out there, and we shall speak again soon. Bye.